Now we go on to the very important part of this morning, and that's about sharing the experiences of some of the role models who we have on this programme. And we're going to start with SOBIA YASIN. She's a police officer. SOBIA was the first Muslim female officer in Greater Manchester in a uniformed role to wear a headscarf. And so I'd like to introduce her to come and speak to you now and tell her about her experiences. Thank you, SOBIA.
Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is SOBIA and I work for Greater Manchester Police. I just want to say I actually went to the Islamic high school, so all the girls here, I actually went to your high school. A lot of people do ask, oh, the first question I get asked is, what did your family say? What did your mum and dad say, your husband, whatever? And that's because I had the support of my husband. I was quite lucky in that way because he supported me. But obviously parents did have a bit of an issue. My dad was worried. If anything else, it was mainly because it's his daughter, a girl, going into the police, which any daughter, it's not because I'm Muslim or Asian, it's any father has those reservations. So my dad was, a girl, you can't go in the police, that's not a job for a girl. And he was the biggest barrier, just trying to explain to him, why can't I do it? There's other women doing it, getting him involved in the process of, what's going to happen when I get through. Other than that, I had my sisters and my mum. They were quite supportive. They were quite excited, that I'm going to be in the police, really. First, it was a culture shock, an eye-opener for everything that goes on, other than what I've seen. So it's very, exciting, but I've learnt loads and it was really, really good. There's other roles you can do. I've done a course in family liaison, and that's when you have families of victims of murders and manslaughters. You work with that family and get them through it, so you're the liaison between the family and the police. So I've done that, so that's something different, quite challenging, and it's quite rewarding to work with the family, as when the victim's family's been through that. And inshallah, I've just done my sergeant's exams, did it yesterday, so everybody pray for me for that. So inshallah, once I've done that, I can go to do a sergeant's. The police force has got, the careers, it's endless, you can just go on and do anything you want to do.
First of all, I'd like to thank the organisers for arranging today's event. I think it's really important and I absolutely welcome it, and I hope your forthcoming events are just as successful as this one. When I was 16, I joined the Labour Party, and I remember walking down Beresford Road, which is a long road in Longsight, and I was skipping along really happily because everyone had been fantastic and really supportive, and I was stopped in the street by an older gentleman. And I thought, oh, he's going to tell me it's really good what I'm doing. So I sort of sat, and he said hi to me. So I said hello, and he said, what you're doing is disgraceful. And I was really taken aback because everybody else had been really positive, and I was just sort of really shocked. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, well, as far as I'm concerned, you as a woman should be at home, you should be married, you should be cooking, and you shouldn't be doing this. Politics, there's no place for women in politics. It's for men, it's a man's world. And then came count night. So the election happened. I'd been to all these sorts of houses and I'd spoken to all these people. And I went in all weather, so whether it was raining, it was snowing. And there's just one woman that I phoned. And I said, who are you? Hi, my name's MARYAM. I'm from, I'm a parliamentary candidate from the Labour Party. And had a little bit of a chat to her. And I said, can I ask you a couple of quick questions? She said, yeah, go on if you're really quick. And I said, which party will you be supporting in the general election? She said, do you want the truth? And I said, well, that'll be good, yeah. And she said, I'm going to support the BNP. So I thought, oh, okay, does she realise I'm Asian? So I said, look, that's your choice. I'm really sorry to hear that. And I sort of put the phone down. I was a little bit like, oh my God, I can't believe it. She then sent me an email, and I just want to share that email with you before I finish off. This is how it read. Dear Miss Khan, you recently telephoned me at home to ask who I would vote for at the next general election, and I very ignorantly said BNP. However, after speaking to you on the phone and to my mum, who you also phoned, I felt I had to write just to say that I've changed my mind. I would definitely vote for you, and as will my parents. I was incredibly impressed in the fact that you were taking time out of your day to ring so many people and really listen to their concerns. I honestly think women like you would make a huge change for the better in this country. Now for me, that absolutely in a nutshell, is why I am in politics. It is to speak to people, it's to make a difference, and it's to show people that it's not about race, caste, creed or colour. Thank you.
Our examples from Islamic history. Hazrat Aisha is the prime example. She was a woman of knowledge, she was out on the battlefield, she did pretty much everything. And as Muslim women, we should find inspiration from our past history.
And in the workshops, the questions that I were having is, do you earn money? You know, how do you earn a lifestyle? Alhamdulillah, I do, and I earn a very good lifestyle because it's the way I've chose to do that. But my question for the girls was that you must do where your passion is.
I started this SPE magazine. We have launched it in House of Lords. It's a national magazine. It's available at W. Smith, and it tells stories. It tells stories of women who have achieved something.
I come from Palestine. I'm an electronics engineer and I'm a senior lecturer at the University of Salford.
I was a researcher, photographer, designer, so editor. It was really, really enjoyable. I loved the work, but it's very, very stressful, very, very demanding job as well. My most recent work has been for the Trafford Centre.
One thing I picked up from the workshops that I did today is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of coming out.
Become what you want to become and make a difference in life, and don't have any regrets. We help them through various different issues. We support them into employment, we help them get into trainings, we work with young people around drugs and alcohol issues, lots of different, you name it and we do it, more or less. So we've done, we're very well established, so within 6 years, we've come a long way. And all I want to say is nothing is impossible, so whatever your dreams are, make sure you achieve them.
There was Muslim people, that was engineers and everything, so I think that I can do anything I want now.
I've been a journalist for 10 years, and if I could inspire at least 10 girls to go out there and join a career in journalism, especially in print media, that will be absolutely great.
I think they were a really good influence, especially for a Bengali girl from like a small community that doesn't really get out of town, do you know what I'm saying? So it pushes you in the right direction regarding future and where you want to go with your life and all of that. So I thought it was right inspirational.
I think I've, if not a lot, at least a few girls I must have changed and the thoughts, if nothing else, about the police and joining the police.
Parda karna fazul hai saki, nigahein milane ke baad.
Kind of inspired me because I've always been a very passionate, very ambitious person, but this kind of like made me think outside the box.